Hey, what's up, Urban Card? Got some really great answers to your blog questions that I got from Carrie here, so I'll just get right to it. First one is, what's my name? And my name is Drew Matthew Mayfield. My mom's maiden name was Drew, so it's actually Drew and not Andrew. And my nickname is Drew B, or any other three letters that you want to tack onto the end of Drew. Really, anything will be fine. Um, my favorite food, well, it used to be ice cream, and it probably still kind of is, although I really like kale now. But I can't tell you that I like kale as my favorite food because then you're just going to think I'm way too healthy. So, kale flavored ice cream, I suppose, is my favorite food. And funny random fact or guilty pleasure, um, I don't mind saying silly things about myself. So, I can remember a time when I was pretty young, maybe like in fifth grade, when I found a hypnosis book, and I was this kid out in the middle of the country who recorded himself on a tape and tried to hypnotize himself. So, funny random fact: Drew has tried to hypnotize himself when he was in middle school. Um, in a few sentences, tell us about your personal practice. So, my personal practice is every morning and every night, and it's pretty short actually. I spend 15 minutes doing stretches, and I kind of have some staples that I do and things that I'm working on, but I also incorporate whatever feels like needs to be worked on. And it's not always what's easy, but it's worth doing. So 15 minutes stretching, and then I do a 16-minute meditation of just sitting and being quiet. And I try to do that as much as possible, both in the morning and the evening. I don't get it all the time, but I do it pretty regularly. And I end with something that I would recommend to you. It's called the 5 Minute Journal app. And then in that, you kind of write down things that you're grateful for or things that made the day really amazing. And that's actually a part of my practice as well. And then, of course, just like going to classes around town. Like today, I ended up at Pauline at Spark. Great class today, Pauline, for New Year's Eve. Um, Tell us, or how would you describe the style of DM yoga? So DM yoga, most people don't know this, but it's a little lowercase DM and then a big yoga. And so that is actually symbolic of something. And the little DM is like Drew Mayfield or reference to Des Moines, and it's actually the less important piece. The yoga is the more important piece. So the style of DM yoga is to take your emphasis and take it off of yourself and into this idea that yoga is something so much bigger and greater than us. And so the style oftentimes is kind of, which answers the next question, the style of like how I would teach. And I try to take things that are happening in life, either directly to me or to people that I'm encountering in situations, and then thread those things into the classes. And now I don't ever come with a perfect idea of how it's going to go or what it should be like. And I don't always have all the right words or exactly the right sequences, but we try to thread them together in a way that pulls some of this energy into a better way of being for yourself. And if I could do yoga with any celebrity, who would it be? Well, my first thought was my favorite actor, but then I realized I don't really want to do yoga with him that bad. Edward Norton is a great guy, but I'm sure he's got his own practice. So then I thought maybe like Donald Trump, because I would love to show that guy a little bit of love and compassion. And the next question is high fives or hugs. And I actually do both very, very openly, freely. I always kind of come in for a quick high five and then pull you in and try to give you a nice big hug too. And definitely hugs, definitely high fives and hugs. One myth about yoga that I'd like to dissolve, and that is something that I would really like to share with you. Yoga is not rolling out a mat and just doing postures. Yoga is life. Yoga is life. And you have every single moment that you step one foot in front of the other, or one word that comes out of your mouth, or the next word that you listen to out of somebody else, or the next situation. Each and every moment is an invitation to get closer and closer to something more divine, more greater than, again, yourself. And so yoga is life. It's every situation, every moment. Give our readers one book or podcast or health guru that they should put on their 2016 self-betterment radar. So I'm going to say a yoga thing, and you're already great and you're already better, but there is more that's possible when you show up and really get present. Hey, a little time delay there. I ran out of space on the memory card and had to download the last video to be able to make the rest of it. So I will share with you my number one thing to put on your self-betterment radar this year, even though you're already great. It's called The Presence Process, and it's written by Michael Brown, and it is the single most impactful thing that I have ever done, was reading this book and really sticking out the process and going through it. I won't give away absolutely any of it, other than it was by far and above the most dramatic change I'd ever seen for the better in my life. So if that piques your interest at all, you can certainly reach out to me and ask me more questions, or check it out and give it a whirl. I've recommended it to people, and they have come back and said the same thing. I know that there's lots of books out there and lots of people to follow, and at the end of the day, what I want more than anything is for you to put your own initials in front of that capital yoga, which is life, and to become very much your own guru through your own experience and through your own trial and error. But you can always learn from others. I'm here for you, and I wish you the very, very best of a 2016 has to offer. Peace out. Namaste.